idealism, the divine longing of the creative to actualize the mind's eye or the heart's desire. What's up, everyone? We're back with another round of astrology shots to get us through Virgo season 2024. So, first up on our menu today, we've got Venus coming into an opposition with Neptune. This is happening on August 28th, and each of these planets is at the anaretic degree, which means it's the last degree of their zodiac sign. So this is a crisis degree. We're going to be seeing an extreme emanation of this configuration. We've already been working with Neptune at 29 degrees Pisces for some time now because it's stationed there. We've been hanging out with this energy for a while. And I don't know about you, but for me, it's manifested as really deep, vivid, even psychic dreams. Like I'm seeing people, I'm hanging out with people, I'm flying. It's a good time and it's kind of wild. But I'm also seeing it show up on the world stage. I'm seeing it show up in, all the different Neptune ways of like extreme culty behavior. And I'm also seeing it show up as like people feeling like their dreams, their hope is really alive. 29 degrees, Neptune in Pisces. It feels like a dream is happening. Things are happening. Like we're kind of coming out of this moment or getting like a little bit of a reprieve from Saturn in Pisces, which has kind of crushed things a little bit. There's like a despair element with Saturn and Pisces. But for a moment, I think Neptune is rallying here at 29 degrees, saying like, hold on, hold on, hold on. Because again, there's a crisis here. It's that 29 degrees, the 30th degree. It's like about let's go. We're about to turn the page. We're about to get out the door. Everything's about to change. So there's things that we have to do. So there's an urgency here. And Pisces energy is all about the dream. So we're seeing that show up. But again, on a personal level, I really want to talk about this aspect on a personal level because Venus and Neptune, when they get together, it can be a total activation of the heart. There can be something really elevating about what we're feeling, what we're experiencing. It feels enchanting, it feels magical. This is the time to let yourself get lost in the feeling. And this is happening in a really big way. Or I should say, it could happen for you in a big way. We need to talk about Venus in Virgo because Venus in Virgo has an eye for detail. Virgo energy can look at something and see exactly what's missing. What element needs to be added to take this piece to the next level? What could take this to a level of excellency? There's a perfectionist desire along the Virgo Pisces axis. And we are going to be working with this energy collectively, deeply, very, very soon when the eclipses shift into Virgo Pisces. We're going to see this first eclipse in Pisces on September 18th, and that will set us in motion. We're going to be working with this theme. So this opposition between Venus and Virgo and Neptune and Pisces is going to give us a little bit of a taste of what that energy is going to be about. Although this is very much relational. Venus is very much relational. And something I've been thinking a lot about with this is how like the desire to be perfect, the desire to create a perfect experience. Like for me, it shows up parenting. Like I just want to do the best job. I just want to give everything I can to my kids and just be the best mom that I can be. But sometimes in that moment of trying to create like the perfect meal and keep everything clean and everything like that, I'm taken out of the moment of just being. And that's where the Pisces energy comes in. The Pisces energy is saying, can we love each other for our imperfections? Can we let the house be messy and see that the kids are having a beautiful childhood right here? That's the Pisces energy is saying, just trust that everything's going to work out. Your kids are going to become who they need to be regardless of how much activities you do one-on-one, like we all have a destiny. We're all going to get there no matter what. The eclipses help us do that. But maybe you can relate to this in a situation in your own life where Virgo, the eye for detail, wanting to be on top of things, noticing what's missing and being really bothered by that, being really hung up on that. Now, there's things about the Virgo energy that might need our attention. Maybe for some of us, it's about letting go and trusting and allowing our love, like to love someone who's messy, to love someone who is in process, to love someone who's in motion. None of us are perfect. And the trouble with this aspect is that the level of urgency of achieving perfection, of achieving a certain level of vibration or experience in the relationship, it's impossible. It's impossible to check all the boxes. But Venus in Virgo definitely has a checklist and wants to make sure these boxes are being checked. Sometimes the desire for perfection can kill the buzz of the moment. On the same token, fantasy, okay, fantasy requires active participation. So if you're trying to achieve a certain experience, a certain level of magical experience, it also requires your active participation. And I'm talking about Venus and Virgo here because Venus and Virgo is an earth sign. And it's all about showing up and doing. Seeing where someone might need some assistance and giving them a leg up. Offering critiques in a loving way, sometimes not always loving. It doesn't always come off as loving. Usually it is. It doesn't always come off that way. But how creating a fantasy requires active participation. Like, again, in my house, I don't always feel like playing. I have to force it sometimes. But then sometimes that shifts the energy, that shifts the mood. And sometimes like things aren't just going to unfold naturally. Again, like the Pisces energy says, just trust it. It'll all work out. But the Virgo energy says, no, sometimes it's not always going to work out. Sometimes we have to physically get that ball rolling and create a new energy, create a new routine. Sometimes we're missing out on the magic that's happening right in front of us because of an obsession with what's missing. And Venus at 29 degrees, Virgo, there is absolutely an itch, an itch that needs to be scratched. And it can be really difficult to break away from that. So what I'm seeing here is how this energy is going to show up as a fixation on something that's missing that would create a perfect dynamic, whether that's in your relationship, whether that's in your family, whether that's with your job, whatever it might be. There's a desire to create something ideal. There's a desire to create something. Now, sometimes too, I'm seeing here too, because there's a proactivity with Venus and Virgo, and with Neptune at 29 degrees Pisces, it's like the ultimate fantasy. And sometimes it's that eye for detail that takes us out of that fantasy. And that might be necessary. Some of us are living a lie. Some of us are delusional. Some of us are in a cult. Some of us are really drinking the Kool-Aid. And, sometimes drinking the Kool-Aid is a good time, and it serves some kind of purpose for you. But Venus in Virgo could be a wake-up call of realizing, this isn't quite clicking together. Isn't quite clicking together. What I thought I was in is not actually where I am. So I think we may see that a little bit on the world stage. That may be happening for some of us in some areas of our life. Or the wake up of, I thought I was not I thought things were a mess, but I see that things are actually really beautiful. So we're going to be working with the themes of idealism, disenchantment, but it can also be enchantment. This can also be a falling in love hard for something in your life. The music is going to take on a more delicate and intrusive way with us. The way that we listen to music, we could feel it. Things like colors, sounds, those things are going to speak to us a little bit more. You have the opportunity also under this aspect to fall deeper in love with some of the elements around you in your life, the people, the places, the world, nature. So I do hope that this aspect serves you in the highest of ways. There may be some bubbles burst. There may be some revelations for us on along that balance of perfectionism and allowing, about proactivity and showing up and having faith that things will work out. Again, there's a tendency to go to extremes in one of these directions or both. Hopefully, we can all learn something from this, and hopefully, we can all be elevated in the process. Now, on the same day, Mercury is stationing direct. So, there may also be some clarity coming in from that, and also for some of us. And then for some of us, things are also just like not going correctly. So trusting the process, not getting hung up on things happening in an iron smooth kind of way, and just kind of allowing. But that was your astrology shot of the day. And again, I hope this aspect serves you well, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in with me today. For more astrology in your world, you can connect with me on all platforms at Astro Catherine. You can also head on over to my website, catherineurban.com, where you can book your next astrology reading. We'll go into depth into your natal chart, your progressions, your profections, your solar return, your transits, and beyond. You can also join my mailing list where you can stay up to date with me on new classes as well as article drops. I look forward to connecting with you, and I'll see you next time.